Didn't see you there. Hey guys, Cynical, just thought I'd appreciate the Kingdom Hearts 2 box art due to how magnificent this bad boy is. Alright, and speaking of appreciating the Kingdom Hearts box arts, I thought today we would rank literally all 16 of the Kingdom Hearts box arts. Yeah, the cover arts or box arts, whatever you might want to call them, are actually one of the most exciting parts of when a new Kingdom Hearts game is upcoming, just to sort of find out exactly what Tetsuya Nomura is going to come up with next to make the next Kingdom Hearts title enticing, and how it's going to be represented. The art that Tetsuya Nomura comes up with is some of the most iconic. Like, seriously, some of this shit needs to be in a museum or like an Art Deco place. This is a must. If I get to the age of like 86 and there isn't a single piece of Kingdom Hearts artwork that is not represented in some French museum, I'm a flip. Now, there are going to be a few exceptions to this. I did say 16 because for the most part, there really are only about 16 Kingdom Hearts titles that have their own artworks to represent the game. For the likes of like the compilation titles, like the complete package that released this year, or the other compilation titles like the Story So Far or 1.5 plus 2.5, these just reuse already existing artworks from other Kingdom Hearts games, so these are not included. So coming in at number 16 is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix. I actually don't like this artwork whatsoever, and I actually like all of the artworks through and through. I think all of them have their own certain amount of charm or flair to them. But this one specifically, I don't like. I don't know what was going through Square's mind when they compiled this bad boy, but it reminds me of those Kingdom Hearts sort of fan mock-up cover arts that you'd come across in Google Images like back in 2008. A lot of them still exist to this day, where it looks like things have just been thrown together on Photoshop. Like, seriously, that render of Ventus, beautiful render, but it just looks like it's being slapped there. Because they needed it to be slapped there. And it was just made within like 2 minutes. I don't understand this. Yeah, it kind of just looks like all the characters are plastered on for the sheer reason of, oh, we don't really have exactly a great idea as to what to make for a Final Mix artwork, so let's just do this. The only thing that I actually do appreciate about this cover art is the actual background. In comparison to the OG Birth by Sleep cover art, in the sense of the background, it's very simplistic. There's pretty much nothing there. I think for the most part, it's just like a silver background. This actually does have like a pattern in the back with the unverse symbol, crown symbol, Mickey symbol, etc. So I kind of wish that pattern was actually part of the OG BBS cover art. That's the only takeaway that I can take from this cover art. It's the only thing I appreciate. The gat dang pattern, dude. Coming in number 15 is the Kingdom Hearts Recoded cover art. I don't mind this. I definitely do appreciate that render of Sora with him pulling that big cheeky old smile holding the Keyblade behind his back. Looks pretty badass. They are of course sitting on the blocks that are like the main new thing in Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Chip and Dale are looking like they've just won the lottery. What I really wish that they did with this cover art is that they ended up using the artwork to promote Kingdom Hearts Coded. Not Recoded, but Coded, that released for mobile phones. This is the artwork right here. It looks absolutely amazing, and why they didn't use that for this, I'm not too sure. I guess Square probably felt the need to make something different to distinguish the two, one being like a remake of that game, so they're like, alright, let's whip up a new artwork for it, but why? Like, Coded really didn't go anywhere anyway, not too many people really know too much about it. You should have just reused that artwork, dude. It looks so fresh. Yeah, it's quite simplistic, not really too much is going on here. Sometimes simplicity is good, but again, this time it just feels like it was all kind of just melded and rushed together because they didn't overly have too many ideas to go along with it. I do like the sort of code stuff that is down the bottom of the artwork near the block. The yellow symbols in the back are nice. Yellow is the color that represents Recoded, but through and through, definitely not my favorite. Number 14 is Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. Yes, I definitely prefer the OG box art for Chain of Memories over the Rechain of Memories version. This is still a nice box art. It reminds me heavily of the Dream Drop Distance box art, except both Sora and Riku are actually facing upwards, rather than one character facing upwards, one character facing downwards, so heavy vibes there connecting between the two. What I do appreciate about this box art is Riku is getting more of a spotlight, which makes sense, although the majority of this game focuses on Sora, a good portion of this game also focuses on Riku as well through the reverse/rebirth mode. So it was nice to see that this time around for this box art, Square decided to chuck Riku right next to Sora. One thing that I don't really understand is, look, I get it, they're outside, it may have been a windy day or whatever, but why are the cards looking like they're paper with being folded and like floating down like that? I don't understand that. That's kind of annoying me. This is a nitpick. Let's move on. Coming at number 13 is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So yeah, this is definitely a Kingdom Hearts title in the sense of its art that definitely goes for more of a simplistic vibe. Again, there isn't really too much going on in the background. It's really just the 4 characters, Aqua, Terra, and Ventus, as well as Mickey, just sort of in a battle stance. The reason though why I really like this is these renders look absolutely amazing. They look nice, very nice. Mickey's looking badass in his black BBS outfit during his training. Definitely one of my more favorite Mickey Mouse costumes that have appeared throughout Kingdom Hearts for sure. The reason why I do really enjoy this cover art is mostly because of the fact that it consists of the 3 characters that we had no idea about. When this first released, it was kind of like when you came across it, you're like, who are these characters? What is this going to be about? So that is definitely a very enticing factor for Birth by Sleep, just seeing a bunch of characters that we had never really seen before. Of course, there was that massive confusion that Ventus at the time was like Roxas from a different time period, but it turns out no, they're 2 completely different characters, even though they are pretty much for the most part identical. But it is nice, it's nothing to gawk over. I do also appreciate that Square decided to also put in the hollow sheeniness, the shininess into this box art as well. A few of the Kingdom Hearts games have this. Unfortunately, Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't get the holographic shiny case thing. It kills me every single time I think about this. You guys were doing so well. KH1 had it, KH2 had it. I believe the GBA version of Chain of Memories had it. This had it. The other games didn't need it. But Kingdom Hearts 3 did. It's an inconsistency. I don't like it. My OCD is spiraling out of control. Coming in number 12 is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. I like this box art for one reason, and that reason being is that it perfectly represents exactly what happens throughout the story of DDD. Of course, with Sora falling downwards and Riku rising upwards, Sora falling down is to, of course, represent Sora's fall into almost that of darkness throughout the story of Dream Drop Distance, Mickey also going after his ass. And I do also like how Riku is rising above that of Sora, sort of symbolizing the whole Riku is Sora's dream eater thing, and that he is there to save the day. It's one of those things where, like, you first see this and you're like, alright, that's pretty cool, you know, like, nice art, Nomura, you've done it once again, you've got that Jesus finger touch. And then you finish the game and you're like, this makes so much sense! So for that factor, I really do enjoy the Dream Drop Distance artwork. The background is a bit simplistic, it's just a bunch of clouds, sort of similar to the Chain of Memories cover art, but through and through, a very nice art. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, unfortunately I don't own a copy, but yeah, the Chain of Memories artwork is absolutely fantabulous. Again, similar to Dream Drop Distance, this artwork perfectly encapsulates and represents what exactly Chain of Memories is from the story perspective, with Sora right there holding the cards, and the different characters a part of those cards being represented as different memories. We got a few different Disney characters on there, also those renders of Donald and Goofy are just like badass. They're amazing, dude. I love this sort of cheeky, angry, like, yeah, we're about to duck you up sort of look. It's incredible. I do remember coming across this and ultimately being confused about the dude with the red hair all the way to the left, because of course, through and through, Chain of Memories was actually the introduction to that of the first wave of organization members, one of the most important being that of Axel. So of course, yeah, Axel is all the way to the left. We do have Kairi and Riku over there to the right, with Namine all the way up the top. Yeah, that render of Sora is also one of the most iconic as well. Super cool. As I was saying though, with the Chain of Memories artwork, I love what they did with giving Riku a bit more of a spotlight, considering the fact that he was sort of a vital part of that game and got his own session throughout too. So Yeah, but like in the sense of this definitely has way more character to it than the Rechain of Memories art. Coming in at number 10 is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. You guys may have been expecting this to be a little higher up on the list. I definitely do appreciate it, but it really, for me personally, does not come close to the OG Kingdom Hearts 2 art. Honestly, that art is just too iconic through and through, and while they did a really good job with this, it doesn't tickle it whatsoever, in my opinion. I definitely do appreciate it though. It is a delicious looking artwork, and I love how the box, once again, has a bit of that holographic gleam and glow to it. Oh my god, that sexiness. Why did Kingdom Hearts 3 not get this? Rather than all of the characters sort of being together on that one big pillar thing on the OG Kingdom Hearts 2 box art, they are all on their own individual pillars, which looks nice. I like the art of Sora right there. These are of course all exclusive for the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix art of him just sort of balancing, looking cheeky, looking real nice. I have actually come to appreciate this artwork a little bit more ever since the whole idea of perhaps maybe the world in which these characters are in for the Final Mix art could potentially be that of the final world. Perhaps maybe Nomura has had the whole idea of the final world lingering around for quite some time. That isn't officially confirmed or anything. This is just like a fan theory at this point. You can't help but wonder. Of course, it's a sky-looking background, nothing but clouds, daytime, and then these ominous white pillars, which is exactly the layout of the final world in Kingdom Hearts 3. So ever since finding out about that little tidbit, I've come to appreciate this all the more, even if it's not official. You'll also notice in this art too, the clouds are in a formation of a heart, which is a nice little touch. I feel like that's a little bit of a callback back to the Kingdom Hearts 1 box art. Ever since KH1, the heart, or more so Kingdom Hearts, has never appeared in a box art since, so it's nice to kind of see that heart almost represented in that way again. But in amongst those clouds, you'll vaguely see some renders of Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora and Riku. This is because Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, or as it's officially known as Final Mix Plus, was also packaged with Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. It was released at the exact same time and came bundled with this game. Of course, this was only ever available physically over in Japan, and then eventually the Final Mix versions ended up getting released throughout the HD remixes during the PlayStation 3 era. However though, America ended up receiving a standalone version of Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories a little while later. Coming at number 9 is Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Yeah, out of the HD remix arts, this would probably have to be my least favorite, though that being said, this is still a drop-dead gorgeous artwork. Seeing the clan walking towards us is a really nice touch. They are also standing in the organization meeting room with, of course, the very tall chairs. We've got Mickey and Aqua on the left representing 0.2, as well as the Foretellers and the Master of Masters on the right representing key back cover. I think what the HD remixes did a really good job of was representing the games that were included in these compilation packages. It is very nice to know that we ended up getting exclusive artworks for the HD remixes. Square could have been lazy about it and just throw in the 3 different artworks to represent the 3 different games that were included within these packages, but no, Tetsuya Nomura went balls to the walls and decided to whip up something new and fresh. The other really cool thing about this too is if you actually put all of the HD remixes together, so 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, the time of day all syncs up from dusk till dawn. Definitely a nice little to-be-expected Tetsuya Nomura touch. Coming in at number 8 is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix. Yes, this is beautiful. Now, I appreciate this because it just looks amazing in general, but the biggest appreciation point right here, and I think is absolutely amazing, is the throne that, of course, we also got to see in one of the more recent Kingdom Hearts 3 promotional arts that has since been used as the main focus point for the Kingdom Hearts Complete package that ended up releasing this year with KH3 Sora sitting on the throne. This throne, though, is actually a bit different, and it's a cooler looking throne. For one reason, it sends heavy signals towards the throne that is seen in Game of Thrones, and I'm sure that Tetsuya Nomura probably got inspiration from the throne of Game of Thrones to make a throne of Keyblades. Yeah, this is a throne of Keyblades. Absolutely. Sora also wearing that golden crown, my boy, the king as always. That's false advertising though, there is no acquirable gold crown in Kingdom Hearts 1. Very nice representation of days on the left as well as chain of memories on the right. The other detail that I really like about this is the little pattern for both sides are different. So we've got the card pattern on the left to represent chain of memories and the black and white checker pattern on the left to represent days. As it's sort of thought of that black and white as well as the checker pattern almost represents that of Roxas, as one of his accessories are actually a little checker band thing. Coming in at number 7 is the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD remix cover art. Yes, this is my favorite HD remix art out of the 3. This, to be fair, is definitely the most unique for a few reasons, but one of them being is that rather than having all of the games represented here, and here, they've done it sort of all throughout the middle of the art, which I do appreciate. That's probably because of the fact that the whole aligning of the time of day thing, they had to have the complete night backdrop right going through the middle, so nothing else could be sort of on the side getting in the way of that. That's, now that I think of it, that's probably why the layout is like this, but it definitely makes the art look better in my opinion. I love that we ended up seeing a new artwork of KH2 Sora, as it had been such a long time since seeing one, obviously KH2 being the last. Of course we got Mickey and KH1 Sora, which is more so Data Sora to represent Coded, and the Birth by Sleep trio there with the antagonists Xehanort, Xemnas, and Ansem in the back. Also, this artwork of Xehanort, I have nightmares about this still to this day. Like, what is that, dude? That's not Xehanort. That's some sort of possessed potato. What, how, and when? Why? What is this? However, the coolest detail that I most certainly appreciate the most about this art is the keyblades. Yes, towards the outer edges of the artwork are, for the most part, all Kingdom Hearts 2 keyblades. There are no Birth by Sleep keyblades, which I thought was interesting. However, though, there is the Master's Defender, Ericus's keyblade, and you can just make out the no-name keyblade, Master Xehanort's, right up the top there. The PlayStation 3 logo thing is actually covering it, but it is there. And also, if you missed this, the only exclusive and unique keyblade that appeared in Kingdom Hearts Recoded was known as 01, a digital looking version of the Kingdom Key that also does appear in this artwork, which I'm so happy they ended up giving 01 one more time to shine. Coming in number 6 is Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. This box art, my god, invokes too many feelings of coziness, warmth, and sadness all at the same time. Yeah, this is a sad title, and I think this cover art really invokes that feeling, but I love it. And I remember when I first came across this, thinking, whoa, holy shit, like, we're getting a Kingdom Hearts game where Sora is not on the front cover? Oh, this is about to be a hell of a good time. Not that I was over Sora or anything like that, but of course seeing Roxas as like the main represented character on the cover art meant that of course this game is going to 100% focus around Roxas. And of course once Kingdom Hearts 2 released, Roxas definitely crept up the ranks of favorable character in the KH community. So blessed that we still got a fully fledged game to do with the story of Roxas during his time in the organization. It is most certainly the game that needs a remake. Don't think Square will ever do it. We're now moving into phase 2 of course, but please God Almighty Jesus, Gaming Lord, Dorito Lord, whatever Lord I need to speak to, if you can make one remake happen, please let it be this. Please, this needs more time to shine. Destiny Islands represented very nice, and of course the iconic Twilight Town clock tower in the back, as a lot of days takes place in Twilight Town. Very nice. We got Riku in the back, standing in the mist with his blindfold. One of the coolest variations of Riku, in my opinion. Looking all ominous and whatnot. Badass. Coming in at number 5 is the recent Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Yes, a Kingdom Hearts game that isn't even out yet, but I gotta say, its box art is... Oh, Nomura, what are you doing? You keep knocking it out of the park, man. I gotta say, just one after the other, man. You never fail to disappoint. The Melody of Memory box art is succulent. through and through. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that Kairi has a very similar art to the Kingdom Hearts 3 promotional art where Sora was sitting on the throne. This throne is a little bit different, but through and through. It kind of gives us that whole idea that Sora's the king, Kairi's sort of the queen to which is nice. Similar to that of Chain of Memories as well as Dream Drop Distance, this cover art does just such a really good job of representing what Melody of Memory is going to be about, and that is diving into the heart of Kairi, going through all of the memories that are connected to that of Sora. This girl is snoozing on the box art. That's exactly what she'll be doing in the actual game, and all of the different pictures of the characters that are connected to both Sora and Kairi. Gorgeous. I especially like the Sora arts of KH1, 2, and 3 Sora, representing Kairi's perspective from the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. Nomura, you'd have to throw in that Kingdom Hearts 3 one right there, the very final moment of Sora's existence. Why you gotta do that to us? You're killing me. But no, I cannot wait to sniff the living life force out of this physical box when I do receive it in November. Coming in at number 4 is Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. Most certainly the best Final Mix variation of any of the box arts, without a doubt. This is the, probably in the aspect of dopeness, coolness, raw style. This has got to be the one, man. I absolutely love it. The copy that I actually do have right here is a special edition of it. This is usually meant to be colored, but this is a nice sort of shiny-ish silver variation of which ended up coming with the Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix Premium Limited Edition. I love this though. It is so cool. Like Sora sitting there, like he's ruling the roost. I just want to suck on that shoe, my guy. I really love the fact that Riku is leaning up against a dark, what looks to be angel statue with the wing right there. It kind of encapsulates and represents Riku's character arc in Kingdom Hearts 1 quite well. Look, Kairi getting all cozy with Sora. Ah, stop it, you two. Also, the piece of rubble that the characters are leaning up against is really cool. The little details of which, you can see Deep Dive etched up the top right there, as well as like a graffiti carving of Kingdom Hearts. And of course, the crown etched in right above Sora's head, man. I absolutely love these little details. Also, Dive to the Heart, I believe, is etched in near Kairi. Alright, so we're down to the final 3, which only leaves the 3 numbered Kingdom Hearts titles. Nomura most certainly does not play around when it comes to formulating an artwork for a numbered Kingdom Hearts game. So, coming in at number 3 is Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, you guys may have been expecting me to actually have this at number 1, but yeah, no, it's coming in at number 3. Now, fun fact, this was actually number 1 for me for quite some time, and then a few years ago I decided to kind of shift that opinion. But no, I still love this. It is, without a doubt, one of the most iconic Kingdom Hearts arts of all time. Kingdom Hearts 2 is generally regarded as the best of the bunch in the sense of the games, and this artwork just represents sort of what you're getting yourself into. A damn good time. I love how both Sora and Roxas are staring at you towards like the player, the person who's about to dip into this adventure, like, yeah, look at you, man. You're about to jump into my shoes. Good luck, because we're about to throw you into one juicy, succulent experience. The ominous figures of Diz and Riku right in the backdrop. One thing I've also always been so damn intrigued about and has never really ever been answered is, what is that thing that the characters are actually sitting on? In fuller versions of this artwork, it appears to be a sort of heart, kind of, but then not really. There's like a point that sort of goes down, almost looking like the shape of a heart, but it isn't a heart. Always been confused about it. It's just there for the purpose of the artwork. This object or thing never appears in any of the Kingdom Hearts games. Also, Mickey, one thing that's always confused me, what's going on with your ears, homie? What do you got, an ear mohawk? What is this? I don't think Tetsuya Nomura thought too much about perspective when it came to drawing this art. But if there is one thing about Mickey in this cover art, is that it just is the perfect representation of how Square Enix managed to make Michael Mouse, Mickey O'Mickey, a badass character, dude. Like, the face of Disney, a badass character. I absolutely love it. I love how he's holding, you know, the Keyblade. Also, this Kingdom Hearts game had the absolute best holographic case of them all. Look at that rainbowy goodness, my dudes. God dang, it's like staring into heaven. That just leaves 2 left, and the next one I pull will then, of course, reveal what my absolute favorite is. So coming in at number 2 is bada bing bada boom, Kingdom Hearts 3, baby. Can you guess what placement number 1 is? I bet you can't. I think that Tetsuya Nomura did an absolutely killer job with formulating the artwork of Kingdom Hearts 3. Finally waiting so long and then receiving the game, we had an absolutely incredible artwork to go along with absolutely all of the main protagonists on the front. Fun little fact too, there are also some villains here. Some of the organization members are on the artwork. They are the little points on top of that clock tower right there. The colors, so mesmerizing, and this is why I wanted to get like a holographic sort of sheeny, shiny version of this case. It would have looked so good with the blues and the dark blues and the oranges and the yellows and the purples, pinks. Why didn't you do it, Square? But no, this is incredible. Seeing just absolutely everyone together, all the trios back. It's just kind of like you pick this up and you know that you're getting yourself into the search and rescue motive. It is absolutely amazing. Everyone's here. Everyone's back together. Except Sora fucking dies. The thing that I was definitely most intrigued about, though, with this artwork is the actual location that the characters are standing in. Wondering, oh, is this going to be like the final world of Kingdom Hearts 3? Is this like San Francisco? Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Turns out, of course, we don't really get to go there in KH3. It is part of the secret episode, and we briefly kind of go there in Reminds, but briefly. But no, this is obviously Shibuya, and to know that we are eventually going to go there in a future Kingdom Hearts title gets me really, really excited. However, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. And coming in at number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 1. Oh, nostalgia. When I look at this, all I see is childhood. Honestly, I think that this cover art right here really is the sole reason as to why Kingdom Hearts is as popular as it is today. Of course, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a pretty big contributing factor in that department, considering it really pushed the gameplay factors heavily forwards. But this was the kickstart to that of the Kingdom Hearts series, and you need a damn good box art to go along with a brand new franchise or new game that's off the block in order to make it sell. People would have taken one look at this and been like, hold on a minute, is that fucking Donald Duck and Goofy? Wait a minute, there's a boy with a key and a dude with a sword and big ass hump. What the hell is this? It's that initial intrigue that I think a lot of people experience, but they're like, I gotta play this. I gotta know what the hell this is about. Looking on the back, seeing all those familiar different Disney characters, even furthermore feeding that intrigue. I think they just did such a good job to represent exactly what Kingdom Hearts is with this case, dude. This cover is just, oh! I unfortunately do not have the holographic, but yes, there is a holographic shiny case to Kingdom Hearts 1, which also looks amazing with all of the blue that's going on. And as I was saying too, this is the only Kingdom Hearts game that actually does feature Kingdom Hearts on the cover art. Aside from that little callback on the Kingdom Hearts 2 final mix with the clouds shaping like a heart, this is the only one. Please bring that Kingdom Hearts heart back, bro. It's so nostalgic. But yeah, no, I love this. It's gorgeous. I would marry this if I could. I probably can, to be honest. Babe, I'm about to hot leave you for a fucking video game case. However, guys, that right there is all 16 of the Kingdom Hearts cover arts ranked. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. It's something that I have actually wanted to sit down and talk about for quite some time. Perfect timing, considering that we just recently got a new edition with Melody of Memory. Please do let me know your guys' rankings in the comment section down below. However, guys, I'm Cynical. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day, and I'll catch you dudes in the next one. Peace.